What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and we are back here today for another deck profile, and it is for Jinzo. So this one was done by request. Originally the request was to mix it in with like the Egyptian God Slimes and do kind of like a Legendary Duelist Season 7 or Legendary Duelist 7 like kind of mega deck with like everything thrown into it, just ignoring the really bad stuff. But yeah, ultimately I couldn't really afford it, so we just decided to just do a Jinzo deck instead. As always though, before we do get started, please remember to drop down below and hit that subscribe button if you are new here, because we are always happy to have new people to the channel. And yeah, if you do want to see like more like kind of roguey stuff here on Casual Fridays, comment down below like what you want to see, because we will like try and do our best to put them out there. But let's get on into the deck profile. Okay, so starting us off, we've got 3 copies of Jinzo, the Machine Menace. This guy special summons himself whenever there's a trap on field or in graveyard, face up on field. It does not check for sets. But yeah, so this guy, you drop him on the board, you contribute him off, he becomes Jinzo, and then you nuke the board for all spells and trap cards, then you get to check your opponent's stuff. He also becomes level 6 when you do the special summon, so plays into your XYZ plays. I don't know why they just didn't naturally just make him level 6. It would make a hell of a lot more sense, but no. He's a 7. Then we've got 3 copies of Jinzo after this, because it is a Jinzo deck. Classic Jinzo just negates all traps. Something that I honestly never noticed until I looked at like this most recent thing is that trap cards can't be activated. I've definitely in the past playing against like Paleozoic had a Jinzo on board and my opponent's like been activating them just to trigger the summons for the other Paleozoics. That does not work because they cannot be activated. Then we've got 3 copies of Jinzo Jector. This guy is just another free summon for your Jinzo. Oh, he's a Rota, sorry, for Jinzo. Yeah. My bad. Yeah. He also checks. The checking is also, like, always good. Then we've got 3 copies of Psychic Bounder. Does just do another ad for a Jinzo or a spell and trap card that lists him on normal summon or special summon. Which does play into the next card, which is 3 copies of Summoner Monk. So you want to use this to get your Psychic Bounder out, and then your Psychic Bounder can search. Then you can overlay. And then we have some pretty good rank 4s in the extra deck. After this can be anything. 3 copies of Effect Veiler. If you are changing this up, you cut this first. Actually, there's a couple of cards you can cut, but yeah, probably cut this first. It is just like the flex spot. You can play whatever you'd like. Then we've got 1 copy of Dino Wrestler Prankatops. Just simple pop. You do want to kind of blind second with this deck, so the Prankatops is really good for that. Then we've got the Broken card from the new archetype. 3 copies of Law of the Cosmos. Basically to just tell your opponent they can have any trap they want, but if you do, you can't use it. But if they don't, you search. So it's a great card. Then we've got 3 copies of Cyber Energy Shock, just some targeting negation. Yeah, it is. No, it is non-targeting negation. No, it is targeting negation. No. It's not targeting negation. That's solid. Cool. Non-targeting negation, but you do need to target a card in the field to destroy it. Then you get the negation if it was trap card, of course. Then we've got 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More, just to turn off the whole board so you can keep playing. You do play a lot of spells in this because you have the Summoner Monk, so if you open 2 Dark Ruler, no problem. Dark Ruler the board, discard the other one for Summoner Monk. Good times. Then again, another card that's hard once per turn, but it doesn't matter because we're playing the Summoner Monk, is 3 copies of Foolish Burial Goods. You want to use this to put a trap into your graveyard. We aren't playing the Orcust Crescendo in this list. That is probably something I would consider playing. I just couldn't find it, and then, yeah, we kind of ran out of time on this one. So I would have liked a little bit more time to try and get access to that. And then there was a rank 6 in the extra deck that I'm missing that I'll clarify that when we get there. But yeah, Orchestrated Crescendo, you can use it to search when you're ready to get rid of the trap card. Then we've got 3 copies of Allure because we're playing a lot of Darks. We just need some consistency. Then we've got 1 copy of Monster Reborn to bring stuff back. 1 copy of Reasoning because your opponent won't know what to call. 1 copy of Mind Control for the XYZ plays so you can steal an opponent's card. Also, it's an Esper. And then we've got 1 copy of Double or Nothing, because we do have that free rank 4 play, and if the opponent's not expecting it, we can just destroy them. Then the last 2 cards in the deck are the 2 traps we're playing. They are 2 copies of Titanicider, simply because it can loop from grave to field, which means that your Jinzo plays are always live. Next off, we've got the extra deck, and of course, starting us off is 3 copies of Jinzo Layered. You probably don't want to play 3 in your list. I just didn't have the other rank 6 that I was searching for. I've also forgotten what it was called. Oh boy. It's the rank 6 that you can use. No, I've completely struck a blank. My apologies. Yeah, if you go into YGO prices, it's skyrocketing right now. It's that rank 6. I didn't have it, and I know one that I knew had it. So we ended up just going with 3 copies of Jinzo Layered. Then we've got 1 copy of Sheridan. You can use your opponent's monsters with the mind control for this, which is great. Then we've got one copy of Beatrice because it can foolish anything that we need. Also, again, two level 6s, which is just like what this deck puts out. Then we've got one copy of Utopia Beyond after that. Just another solid rank 6 that you can play in the extra. Then for the rank 4s, for our rank 4 plays, we've got one copy of Abyss Dweller. We've got the Utopia double package, of course. We've got one Cowboy for time, one Baguska for stunning the opponent, and one Tornado Dragon for getting rid of the pesky spells that we can't remove. Then we've got two Links. The Cerberus can be cut for anything you like. And then we've got one copy of Phoenix, which is probably the one that's needed. And then, of course, because we are playing the Beatrice, awkwardly enough, we've put a Dante Pilgrim of the Burning Abyss into the list. Just because it's something we can summon if they're out the Beatrice. But that will wrap us up here for the deck profile for this one. So as always, if you do have any recommendations that you would change to this list, comment them down below. Overall, it's a fun deck to play. It does still need quite a lot to be super relevant. But it is just a fun thing to play with your friends. Summoning lots of Jinzo cards that weren't original Jinzos is really, really fun. So go ahead and play it. As I did say earlier as well, play the Orchestra Crescendo just because it can search pretty much your entire deck. And then find what that other Xyz monster was, because that was really, really good. Honestly, I just didn't have it. I could not find it, so I do apologize for that one. I did say it earlier, but please remember to drop down below though and hit that subscribe button if you are new here, because we're always happy to have new people to the channel. And as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG, and have a good afternoon, everybody.